good, everybody? It's your boy Todd Smith here, yet once again, alongside my tag team partner Dale Clifford out there in Friendly, Nevada. Welcome to yet another episode of the No Gimmicks podcast. Dale, what is good, my man?
What is up? All right, it is WrestleMania prediction time.
Yes, it is.
And we get to go on a thrill ride with the WWE.
Whee!
That could be 5.5, 6 hours long, depending on when you want to get into this whole thing.
Uh-huh. Did you hear that they are actually building an actual roller coaster within the stadium out there in Orlando? And I guess people are going to be riding it and stuff, man. This is going to be quite a sight to see. So we're going to start off here with the first match of the kickoff pre-show. So we've got a six-pack challenge here for the SmackDown Women's title. We got Naomi taking on Mickie James, Carmella, Natalya, Becky Lynch, and Alexa Bliss. So Dale, who you got in this one, my man?
So it definitely, obviously Alexa's coming in as the champion. Naomi was the champion, but had a knee injury, so I think they flipped it there just in case she wasn't able to make the match. They wanted it to be on TV for the build-up to WrestleMania, so they put it back on Alexa Bliss. This one is kind of interesting just in a little bit because there was early thoughts that WWE might be bringing Asuka up to the main roster and they would have thrown her into this match, but I think that was maybe the backup plan if Naomi couldn't go. As of right now, Naomi can go. There could still be some change. Asuka could come up. I think that the title may go back to Naomi, or if she can't go, Asuka.
Yes.
And one of those two is my pick. It's like I'm gonna go that route. I think Naomi's gonna get the title back. So that's where I'm going.
Yeah, I'm with you on this one. Alexa Bliss basically was nothing more than a plan B. I would love to see them put the belt back on Naomi and kind of carry on with what momentum she had going prior to her injury. So yeah, I'm with you on this one. I look for Naomi to be victorious in this six-pack challenge for the SmackDown Women's title here. So the next match we have here, and boy, this is a big one. Pun intended, I guess you could say. We've got the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. So we've got Braun Strowman, Sami Zayn, Big Show, Ziggler, Apollo Crews, both of the Usos, both members of American Alpha, Mark Henry, Titus O'Neil, Goldust, R-Truth, Curtis Axel, both the Shining Stars, Jinder Mahal, Bo Dallas, Rhino, Heath Slater, Moho Rawley, Kurt Hawkins, Tyler Breeze, Fandango, Simon Gotch, Aiden English, Kalisto, Victor, Connor, and Sin Cara. So, out of all those names there, Dale, who is your favorite to win the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal?
100% Braun Strowman. No second doubt. If WWE doesn't pull the trigger on Braun Strowman winning the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, where has his kind of semi-push been going? Is obviously he took the defeat to Roman Reigns, and if he doesn't win this, then he's continuing to go backwards again. And maybe if that's the case, then they don't think that this guy can be at the top of the Monday Night Raw roster, which I thought he was improving dramatically over where he was when they first attempted to think that he was the guy to push to the top. So we'll see. I think it has to be Braun Strowman. If not, then Sami Zayn. I'm disappointed that we didn't end up getting a Usos versus American Alpha for the tag team titles here. I don't get why they flipped them on SmackDown and then just put the guys in the Battle Royal.
Yeah, they're getting lost in the shuffle. I'm not sure exactly what's going on there, but yeah, I'm 100% on the same page with you with the Braun Strowman theory. He's got to win this one. Matter of fact, this win is really coming about a year late for Strowman, because there was some serious consideration that Braun was actually going to win the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal last year. And that wound up getting, that victory went to Baron Corbin instead. So I think it's overdue. I think it's time for them to go ahead and move, in the direction of making him the dominant big man over there in the Raw roster. So yeah, Strowman's my pick as well. And then the final match of the kickoff pre-show we got for the WWE Cruiserweight title match, we've got the Cruiserweights, Neville, taking on Austin Aries. Dale, who's your pick in this one?
Oh, this is a tough one. Obviously, we've debated this for a while. We kind of predicted that it was going to be, unfortunately, moved to the kickoff show. Most people think that this could be the match of the night, and it happens outside of the 4-hour pay-per-view. So that, I think, is unfortunate to both of those guys. Man, this is a tough one. I think it's going to be Aries, but I wouldn't be surprised that if Neville continued the reign, because, again, he's now starting to build some credibility for the title. Some people could think it could be a hot potato again if Aries picks it up here. So I think I would like to see Austin. I'm a bigger fan of Aries than I am Neville. Love both guys, but I just have watched Austin for a lot longer. So would like to see him get a nice WrestleMania moment here and win the Cruiserweight title. But, again, wouldn't be surprised if it's Neville to continue his reign.
Yeah, words cannot describe how disappointed I was. I can't say, I was too surprised by it that they moved this match down to the kickoff pre-show, but like I said, I just can't quite understand the WWE's logic, because if this is going to be the final match on the kickoff pre-show, then that means that this match is going to be on both, USA Network and WWE, so it's not even like it was a ploy for them to get people to try to subscribe, where they would have to have access to the WWE Network in order to see this match here. I really think Neville is going to continue on as the WWE Cruiserweight Champion. I just don't see him losing it quite yet. He's got a great thing going on. He is the dominant heel on 205 Live and within that division. I think Aries is definitely strong, and this is going to be one hell of a match. It's just I don't think his time has just come quite yet. So I look for Neville to retain and remain as WWE Cruiserweight Champion. So let's move to the main card here. So we've got AJ Styles taking on Shane McMahon. Dale, what's your thoughts on this? Who you have?
You know what? This is very well. Obviously, we're just doing this one. I think this could be a very good spot to open up WrestleMania just with the other matches you have listed on the card. The only one I could think maybe that could fit into the opener would be Corbin and Ambrose. But you kind of want to start WrestleMania with a pretty good punch. And AJ Styles is going to definitely be in the spotlight with the start of WrestleMania. So I think that's a good place to put him. And against Shane McMahon here, he definitely, if this is going to be towards a strong wrestling effort between the two, obviously putting Shane in there with the best there is right now, AJ Styles is a good place to go. I definitely think there has to be some outside shenanigans involved in this one, just with everything that they've done. Like Shane got put through a car window, and then he put AJ through a table. I was like, if this thing doesn't involve any other shenanigans, I would be highly surprised. So then that also means if you're going to have the shenanigans, how can that open the show? But anyway, I was just thinking it could open the show. AJ Styles is going to win. I think. However, there's also some speculation that he ends up moving to Raw. So I think this is a great way to set it up.
Yeah.
He beats Shane McMahon, and then maybe there ends up being a trade. I think AJ Styles is going to get traded for Roman Reigns.
Yeah, there has been some speculation about that. I think the question more so than anything else is, what is Shane going to jump off of? Because I think it's going to be some sort of a crazy spot. I don't know. Maybe he'll jump off the damn roller coaster or something like that, because AJ Styles is going to win. He's going to have to carry this match. He's going to have to try to drag something decent out of Shane McMahon, because Shane is not the, he at one point in time actually did have some pretty decent, workability out of him, but now it's just all spots. And it's just a few spots that he can do. Really, truly surprised they did not attach some sort of a stipulation to this match, but yeah, moving on here. My choice in that one is definitely AJ. We've got John Cena and Nikki Bella taking on The Miz and Maurice. And I guess the special guest ring announcer is Al Roker. Al Roker, who I believe is, I don't know, Good Morning America or something like that? Who's Al Roker? That's what okay, that guy, yeah, that dude. Okay, so yeah, so who's your pick here in this intergender match here?
I don't know. It was like with the special guest ring announcer being Al Roker, and I know John Cena's involvement on the Today Show. I feel like there could be some shenanigans with Roker to help John Cena and Nikki Bella win, which I think is the wrong move. I think absolutely Miz and Maurice need to win this thing because they have a longer future going forward on main WWE television than Nikki Bella and John Cena.
Right.
This has to be a match where The Miz is put over to continue his climb up the ladder and become one of the top heels in the company.
Yep. Yeah. From the way it's sounding, John Cena's he's scheduled to take quite a long hiatus after WrestleMania 33. Is that correct?
You're the one that told me that, so I want to say so, and I wouldn't really be that surprised. He wasn't around much of 2016, so.
Yeah, I think pretty much for the reasons you stated, Dale, I think the Miz and Maurice need to win this match. John at this point basically he's slowly but surely kind of making his way into almost kind of like a semi-part-time kind of deal. I think he's gonna step away. I think he's gonna start doing more stuff like movies and television and all that stuff, and I think we're going to see lesser of him in the ring. I think Miz and Maurice need to win this match here. Moving on, we've got Roman Reigns taking on The Undertaker. Now, there's been plenty of speculation about this one. A lot of people are feeling that Roman is going to go over and that he's going to possibly turn heel. Dale, what's your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, the other added speculation to it is the health of The Undertaker, because he's been postponing some type of surgery, I think related to his hip, where most people say that once he gets the surgery, that's it. Career done. So the thing is this it? Is this the final time Undertaker takes the stage at WrestleMania? And I gotta say it is, because this is the moment that they're going to propel Roman Reigns to the top of WWE. As much as there's the laundry list of people that don't want to see it, I think this is the moment Roman Reigns becomes the guy that WWE is going to take into the future. Now the question is, will they go through with the heel turn? Because the dude don't get cheered enough.
Yeah.
It's like he has to be a heel, and I just think the best way to make it happen is him win dirty over The Undertaker at WrestleMania and finish The Undertaker's career.
Yeah, it's truly funny to me. I was mentioning this to one of my buddies at work the other day. I said it just seems so weird that Roman Reigns was a lot more likable when he didn't really have a whole lot to say, and he was just pretty much the guy who just came out and put people through tables when he was a member of the Shield. Now that he's playing the whole nice guy act and, kind of almost like a Cena-ish and shaking hands and kissing babies and all that stuff, we really don't like the guy. So I would love to see Roman Reigns return to that, just that silent, killer role and be a heel. I hope he actually does go over here. I hope he does. And I hope the crowd just absolutely just showers him with boos, and I think that would be the best thing that could possibly happen to him, really, in all honesty. Taker has been a good one, but I think at this point it's time for him to move on. Moving on here to a non-sanctioned bout featuring Triple H and one Mr. Seth Rollins here. Dale, who do you got in this one?
This is the tricky one, because I feel like if it was a straight-up match like everybody was, including WWE themselves, was hoping, it had to be Seth Rollins. But because you've got this non-sanctioned thing, Samoa Joe is not listed on the card anywhere.
Yep.
I feel like he has to have some involvement in this thing, and thus that means I think Triple H is going to end up going over in this thing, and we're going to push forward now to a feud between Samoa Joe and Seth Rollins.
Okay.
But
I actually kind of like that too.
But I still wouldn't be surprised if Seth Rollins won. But I think going forward we're going to come out of WrestleMania with a feud between Samoa Joe and Seth Rollins.
Yeah, I like that thought process. Yeah, there was some thought that this match was never going to actually wind up happening at WrestleMania because it just seemed like, it was just one unfortunate injury for Seth after the other. And now we finally get it. And yeah, I just think the same exact thing. That this match had a stipulation attached to it for a reason. And it's to allow for, for Joe to somehow get involved or there to be some sort of outside interference. Yeah, I'm with you on this one, Dale. I think Triple H walks away victorious. Next match here, we got our triple threat ladder match for the Raw Tag Team titles. We got Enzo Amore and Big Cass taking on Sheamus and Cesaro versus Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson. Who do you think walks away with the Raw Tag Team titles after this one, Dale?
I was actually surprised that this one didn't get moved to the kickoff show.
To the pre-show?
Yeah.
Yep.
So glad to see that these guys are getting some real main event or WrestleMania card action because Gallows and Anderson deserve it. I think they're being paid enough to be on the main WrestleMania. Cesaro deserves to be on a freaking WrestleMania card. And obviously just having Enzo and Cass out there with Enzo's shenanigans in front of the WrestleMania crowd, I think will be good. But that's probably part of the reason why they didn't do a kickoff show. They need the crowd to help Enzo build up their entrance. I do think that there will not be a tag team title change here. I think Gallows and Anderson are going to keep going. They need to keep going. They're kind of starting to erase all of the bad booking that they've had recently, and they're starting to become the dominant tag team on Raw. I think that needs to continue.
Yeah. I don't quite see them putting the belts on Enzo Amore and Cass. I don't know. Like I said, they kind of did the whole odd couple thing there for a while with Sheamus and Cesaro as tag champs. I think that kind of got old after a little bit. These two here, like I said, I think, it's about time. Those guys, they have had just so many little silly, goofy things that they've done with these guys. And now finally, like you said, they finally seem to be heading in the right direction. As a dominant heel tag team. I think they, have long surpassed any chances of the whole Bullet Club thing happening or Balor Club. I just think that was something that should have happened about a year ago and never did. So might as well just make these guys a dominant tag team off on their own and let them do so by retaining the tag team titles here, the Raw tag team titles. So, yeah, moving on, we're going to talk about...
Hold on. One point. Would WWE... bring Finn at WrestleMania unannounced and help Gallows and Anderson here? Just throwing that out there as a question.
Ooh, man, I like that thought, but I mean, are they ready to turn him heel?
Just throwing it out there.
Because that's a great question, Dale. Because as we can see, there is no place for Finn on this card right now, absolutely none. And
we haven't seen him
right
all the way through the go home show. So at this point, I feel like he is either just making some surprise return at WrestleMania, or we're not going to see him until the post Mania Raw show.
Well, I'll be damned. Yeah, I mean that is a great point that you just made there. I mean maybe they haven't given up hope on it yet. Maybe this would be the chance for them to introduce him back. And have the Balor Club or the Balor Club form on the Raw brand. Who knows? Who knows, man? I guess only time will tell. That is an interesting point you just brought up there. But we're gonna talk about Baron and Baron Corbin taking on Dean Ambrose here for the WWE Intercontinental title. Dale, what's your thoughts on this? You think we're gonna get a title change in this one?
I do. I believe Baron Corbin is time. To be Intercontinental Champion is here. I believe this is a homegrown guy of sorts for WWE. He didn't have much indie experience coming in. He was a football guy signed to the Performance Center. So I know WWE wants to kind of give ode to their homegrown guys. This is one of them, and I think this is where they start building him up towards better things in the company, put the Intercontinental title on him, and we go from there.
I think I'm pretty much on the same page with you on this one. It looks like we basically have kind of been the same wavelength throughout this whole entire prediction show here. I don't see it any other way. I think Corbin has the win here. I think, he's going to be kind of like the dominant big man, just like how they're going to have Strowman be dominant on Raw. He's going to be the dominant big man over on the SmackDown brand. So, yeah, I see him walking away with the IC title here as well. This is going to be a good one coming up here, folks. We got KO, Kevin Owens taking on Chris Jericho for the United States title. Dale, who you have in this one, man?
Well, if Aries and Neville are getting moved to the pre-show, so we can give them match of the pre-show, we'll just go with that one. And one will go Owens and Jericho will probably be the match of the main card. I absolutely believe this match is going to deliver. Chris Jericho is a shoe-in to be a Hall of Famer because of everything that he can do and the longevity in his career. So he's just fantastic. And Kevin Owens, we know the track record with him. Some people, I believe, aren't super fans of Kevin Owens, which doesn't make any sense to me. But Kevin Owens has to win this because Chris Jericho is disappearing back into Fozzy land after WrestleMania.
Yep.
So this was pretty simple. Obviously, this card is shaping up that it seems very predictable. So maybe we'll have some good things happen to change how some of these predictions turn out. But right now, I believe Kevin Owens has to win this thing because Chris Jericho isn't really slated to go much farther with his current run in WWE. So
right, with his schedule. Yeah, because like I said, I think we pretty much have been on the same page all the way through. I just haven't really had any reason to disagree with you. Yeah. Okay, I see KO walking away with this one as well for the reasons that you had already stated. So moving on to the Fatal 4-Way elimination match for the Raw Women's title, we've got Nia Jax taking on Sasha Banks, Charlotte Flair, and Bayley. So which one of these four ladies is going to walk away victorious, Dale?
I think this is probably the one where we can find the split because obviously we have 4 ways to go here. And I'm going to say 3. I do not believe Nia Jax is taking the title at WrestleMania. So it's down to it's down to Sasha, Charlotte, and Bayley. I want to say I don't think Charlotte's getting it here either. So that puts me to Sasha and Bayley. I think Sasha is going to beat Bayley with some tactic that begins to turn Sasha Banks heel. So
it seems that way.
So I'm going Sasha is going to pin Bayley, and it's going to be in some fashion that makes their relationship start to sour.
Or it very well could be, I guess like you said, this is the one where we could have a little bit of disagreement here. I could just as well see Bayley having her WrestleMania moment, but then they do plant the seeds that there is going to be an eventual heel turn on behalf of Sasha Banks.
Okay. I don't disagree with you.
I think we finally had one here where we could actually go our separate ways. So I'm going to take advantage of it here, Dale. So I actually see Bayley retaining the women's title and having her WrestleMania moment. So now got the two big matches for the two the WWE title and the Universal title coming up here. We got Randy Orton taking on Bray Wyatt for the WWE title. Dale, who's your choice? Who you have, man?
Man, there were so many different directions that I thought this one was going to play out when there was at one time we thought it was going to be the Wyatt triple threat. Which had me worried that Orton was going to end up going over because Harper was going to do something in this one. But now straight up Orton versus Bray, I think Bray has to go over. This has to be WWE's, again, effort to move the younger talent forward.
Yep.
Here we are again. At WrestleMania 31, we had Bray Wyatt, Undertaker. Undertaker went over. But we've had Bray Wyatt and John Cena, and that one went to John Cena at a previous WrestleMania. But I just think that Bray Wyatt now, he needs a WrestleMania victory. He's the WWE champion. To give him finally some credibility as a title holder, he has to have a victory at WrestleMania. Otherwise, people will be like, and he just goes back to what he was before.
Yep, basically, which was almost kind of like Mick Foley-esque, how he would lose all these big matches all the time. It's kind of funny, though, because how you open things up by saying the whole thing about Luke Harper, man. Where's Luke Harper on this card? He is nowhere featured anywhere on this card. I think Luke Harper is going to somehow get involved in this match. Since it is a straight up match, maybe the ref takes a bump and somehow he gets involved and he intervenes here. And maybe he's the reason why Bray retains, or why Bray walks away with the title here. So yeah, I see Bray walking away victorious in this one. Moving on here to the main event of WrestleMania 33, we got Brock Lesnar taking on Bill Goldberg. Dale, how long is this match going to last?
That was the question I was going to pose to you. So, yeah. So, obviously, the build-up to this is we had the 126 Survivor Series, then Goldberg eliminated Lesnar in the Royal Rumble, and then the build-up from that point was Lesnar F5'd Goldberg, and then on Monday, Goldberg speared Lesnar. So basically that's it. It was like our interactions of our build-up for this match since Goldberg became champion is 2 moves. 2. An F5 and a spear. I want to say it goes longer than 90 seconds, but I'm going to say no more than 5 minutes.
The freaking main event of WrestleMania is probably going to be about 5 or 6 minutes long.
And I want to say, just like at Survivor Series, we were completely wrong, but I believe this is the moment Brock Lesnar takes down Goldberg.
He has to, man. He has to. And I believe you were the one who said that Goldberg, he signed a deal for another year, hasn't he?
That's what I heard. That's the rumor going around. So we'll see. It's like he very well could walk out of this thing with the championship, but I think all of the build was to put Lesnar over at WrestleMania.
Yeah, they can't just bury Brock. I mean, they really cannot. They got to at least let him win it back this night, and then maybe possibly at some point again, Goldberg and him get another rematch, and he possibly could win it later on down the line. But no, this absolutely has to go to Brock here. I just don't know. I mean, is he going to really just come out there and absolutely dismantle Goldberg, or is Goldberg going to get some offense in? I mean, what do we see happening here?
Yeah, that's the big question, because we haven't really seen it. The only offensive move against Goldberg was the F5 a couple weeks ago. That's it. No one has touched him.
Yeah.
Except for the minor elimination that he had at the Royal Rumble. But for the most part, he really hasn't taken very many bumps. So that's the question. Can he? And we'll see. It's like, can he take a couple Germans from Brock Lesnar? Can he go to Suplex City and survive?
Oh, boy. Yeah. I don't know, man. I guess only time will tell. I guess we will all have to tune in this Sunday to the WWE network, or in my case, I'm not. I'm actually going to order on pay-per-view because I actually want to enjoy it and not watch all the streaming issues like last year. So, in any case, these have been our predictions for WrestleMania 33. I know we can sit here and talk about this all night, but we're going to go ahead and wrap this episode up here. So thank you for joining us for this edition of the No Gimmicks Podcast. We are no gimmicks, no image, all wrestling, all the time. Please subscribe to our official YouTube channel at www.youtube.com/the No Gimmicks Podcast. If you would like to be eligible for our giveaway through Pro Wrestling Tees, please make sure that you subscribe publicly. We would like to hear from our viewers, so please leave us some feedback in our comment section. Also, please like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter at the No Gimmicks PC. Remember, sharing is caring. Feel free to share the links to our episodes with other pro wrestling fans and on your social media accounts as well. That does it for this episode of the No Gimmicks Podcast. For my tag team partner Dale Clifford in Fernley, Nevada, this is Todd Smith in Bristol, Connecticut signing off. Until next time around, y'all take care.